Well, hey everybody, it's your boy.
Shylock Jubagel.
The large furnace base is dead to me, and by the end of this video, it might be dead to you too. One of the beautiful things about Rust is as they add new stuff to the game, it enables new ways of playing. Whether you've run one or not, the downsides are pretty straightforward. When they're running, they're attracting the wrong attention, and when you're sleeping, they get blown into and people, get all that juicy schmeat in them. So here's an alternative that costs a fraction of the price of a large furnace base, and at the same time offers the exact same smelting performance that you can actually double if you want to. So let's take a look. The short version of this would be, but if I was to expand on it, so as you can see, this goes up pretty damn quick and pretty damn cheap. We need 2 garage doors, and we're going to make sure that we place it properly so that you can't tell that it's poking out the side. 1 split level and 1 open level. We're going to place our large battery, and we're going to place our first furnace. Now, we have to orient these correctly or the adapters are not going to fit. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to hit R to rotate 3 times, and that's going to stick it back first. 2 solar panels rooted for a root power 40, and we're going to put that into a large battery. You don't have to use a large battery. I like to use one for the set it and forget it factor, but a medium battery and some other stuff over there is totally fine. We do want to hook the power output directly to a switch so that we can turn it on and off to let it charge when we're not using it and just kind of power the whole system down. We're going to use 1 branch for this, and we're going to set the branch for 10. I have this at 16, but that's not actually right. And we're going to throw this into a splitter. The splitter is going to go to all 3 of the electric furnaces. You want to wire these as you are placing them because it can get really tricky if you don't stack them properly. So on the second one, we're only rotating twice. And we're again going to make sure that we have the storage adapters placed before we place the next furnace so that they don't conflict with each other. This one goes in without a turn, and as you can see, nice and clean, everything's good, and we can power all of them without raging the fuck out, because that happened to me earlier. Bottom level, got our 3 furnaces. I like to be able to see, so we're going to throw a lamp right there. And we got our drop box going right there. I threw the conveyors against the TC wall and then wired them through the pass-through on the light for a total of 4 power. So this system is going to run itself, and the way that we're going to do that is by attaching the industrial outs to the industrial in and attaching it to our first conveyor. I use a standard gray color pipe for this. I'm a big fan of color coordinating the pipes. It's a little bit tricky making that gap, but it's not too bad. Gray for in, red is for out, pipe to our conveyor, and then we pipe to the combiner. Pop our industrial in and industrial in to the furnaces. When it's running, what this is going to do for us is it's going to pull from the large box and put it into the furnace. I set it with no limits because this isn't outside. I don't have to worry about people grubbing it. Another issue with a automated large furnace. I'm going to place a 3rd conveyor here and attach it to the out on the drop box. And we're going to change it to yellow. And this is going to be our cooked ore coming out. And we're going to have it piped directly into the TC, not just for safekeeping, but also for some overflow. Pipe it right through, throw a window down, and it's looking good. Plug her in. This total setup takes 20 power, and we're routing 40. So what that means is that we're going to be able to have this run pretty much all the time because the Rust nighttime is not the same amount of time as the daytime. Both the large furnace and the star furnace, as I'm calling it, can cook 90 metal or 180 sulfur a minute. So these are absolutely identical in input. And one of the nice things about it poking through the garage door is you don't even have to have these things exposed. You can just drop that garage door. It takes a little bit more boom to get to the TC, and here you have it. Everything's running totally normal. You can just leave. You can just fill that box up and leave and come back and grab your stuff. There's no giant plume of smoke barreling out of the top of this to let everybody know that you're cooking. The only thing it doesn't do that the large furnace does is produce charcoal, which you can do with some fireplaces. And if you really want to get the most out of your money, pop that center square out and throw a refinery down. You can move around it real easy if you place it properly. What you have is a drop box, and that's it. If you throw a code lock on this and somebody blows it up, it's going to despawn behind the garage door, so you're not going to be able to grab any of that stuff. You can actually double this system and have effectively have 2 large furnaces in one base. For the cost of the materials, I'm happy just keeping it like this. Plenty of room to just try different stuff with this, but I integrated this into the bottom of my wizard tower. If you have a triangle section in your base you're not using, you can just drop this right in there and have the fully automated system right in the core of your base. But for people who understandably don't want to cook at home, this is just a better way of doing it. So if this is useful, throw me a like, and even more important than that, if you actually run this, let me know. I'm really curious how it works for other people. It worked extremely well for me. We were straight up schmeeded. So there you have it. Large furnace is dead. Long live Star Furnace. And most of all, please remember,
it don't matter. None of this matters.
What did you break? Sam. No.